The next delegation is Adam van Bergeijk. Welcome, Adam. You have the floor and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair and Councillors. I'm Adam van Bergeijk. That's the pronunciation of my name.
You said it much better than me.
And the translation is mountain oak. Anyway, I'm gonna have a tough position here because I cannot do better as Mark did. But I will start with a little bit history. In the late 80s, actually on April 26th, 1986, we experienced the big collapse from Chernobyl. The aftermath was humongous. The anxiety, what we have to do with our crops, keep our cows in, and the crops had to be destroyed. Even that, we had some experience with dioxin pollution and several other spills in our neighboring, expanding industrial site. Animals have to be kept inside. People has to be in the house. That's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons we left the Netherlands. In September 96, we found a place here in Wilmot. Saw this community as a good place to farm and to prosper and to grow in this community. We came as a family, my wife and 3 children. And they have together now 11 children, and they're all farming, and the grandchildren are all involved in their farms, working with the cows and equipment to be good stewards of our lands. On the last New Hamburg Fall Fair, still considered agriculture, accent on it, 10 of our grandchildren were showing their calves in the 4-H competition. It makes us as grandparents thankful and blessed to see that. Our families are working together on the farm with our Canadian friends, helpers, and employees. Currently, Mountainoak Farm and Mountainoak Cheese employ 20 people directly, full-time and part-time. On the farm we own is already a request to build a new barn, what is planning to milk cows in the near future. But there are so many questions coming up now. How will this area look like? In the plan from those governing bodies, we're not sure who is driving the force behind this. But the plan for the industrial site, what is strangely falls outside of a planning and MZO notifications. What kind of industry is coming our way? This will have a very impact on our society and very important on our safety. We don't want to get the same as back in the Netherlands, they experience pollution and spills. Several citizens of New Hamburg and Baden will leave if this will happen. What will be the impact on our water supply? We had already to drill another well. What significant deeper to go to find enough water for our needs? Because the existing well slowed down, and we are not the only farmer.
Adam, you have a minute remaining.
We had that problem. The quality of this water is not great, so we had to install an RO system, what cost around $250,000 to purify the water. Plus this system, and I get back to where one of the former speakers was talking about, we don't need any softener salt. How will the future for our community look like in regards to transportation, water, sewage, environmental, etc.? Is it still safe to invest as an agriculture business? What will the impact be for Mountainoak cheese? A lot of our clients or visitors like the agriculture area. To what will that change? But Mountainoak is not the only affected business. What if expropriation happens? What should not happen in our hopefully still democratic society, where we can find replacement land with the same quality for our need for supply, our feed, for our animals, but also this will have a very impact on our nutrient management plan. What will be the cost to drive back and forth from who knows where? While we do our utmost best to keep our carbon footprint as small as possible. We also rent the farm at the east side, what is owned by Wiebenoude, who is paralyzed and has his property adjusted for his needs, being in a wheelchair. How is his future look like? Do we stand as a community to make him whole?
Adam, can you sum up, please?
Yes. In the meeting room in Wilmot Township, on the plaque behind the chair, states building is a sure foundation. How do we do that? To me, have an open and honest approach and do everything to understand other people with respect. And we are not willing sellers. Thank you.
Adam, thank you for coming in. Thank you, everybody who is using jazz hands and not clapping. I have a couple questions. Councillor Salonen.
Adam, I just wanted to say thank you for coming in and for sharing more of your story.
You're welcome.
Councillor Hunick.
Adam, thank you for the influence that you have on our community and your legacy in the Netherlands. And I don't have all the answers for you, but thank you for the great questions that you raise tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in.